Alcohol has a massive impact on my job as a paramedic. It's kind of throughout everything that we do. You know, every kind of demographic of society that we deal with in Glasgow, the alcohol affects in some kind of way. Whether that's your teenagers and your young people that are out at the weekends drinking to excess until they pass out and collapse, or do something silly and fall off bridges and, you know, that sort of thing, or whether it's drunk drivers causing crashes on the M8. You've got your chronic alcoholics who we deal with, and we've got some what we call regular customers that we see every single day, sometimes twice, 3 times a day, and these are just people who drink and that's all they do. You know, they'll drink until they pass out, they'll go to hospital, they'll sober up, they'll come out, they'll do exactly the same thing again, and slowly they'll develop in very chronic conditions that, you know, they actually start to need proper medical treatment for. Stabbings, you get worse. It depends on how far you kind of want to think about it. You've got a lot of your teenage girls who get very, very vulnerable. That's one that scares me a lot. We pick up a lot of teenage girls who drink themselves into oblivion. We find them in the city centre, and sometimes we don't find them in time before they're abused. Punch-ups, broken jaws, you name it. It also impacts my job in that I'm less available to do things that you would think of, like, you know, if your granny has a heart attack, the chances are there's probably another 3 ambulances somewhere out dealing with something to do with alcohol, and might not necessarily be available for things that you would classify as actual emergencies. The shift that I'm on today is what we call a long back shift. It runs across the evening into the early hours of the morning. Last night, every single person we dealt with had some form of alcohol issue. That's not always necessarily what happens, but that's the reality, and that was a Wednesday night. When I joined the ambulance service, I don't think I realised just how much abuse like paramedics and ambulance staff take, particularly from alcohol-related issues. I get sworn at and shouted at on a frequent basis every day. I think I've been spat full in the face. I've had knives pulled out on me on more than one occasion. You've had people trying to punch me. It's relentless. It's not just that. It's the verbal stuff as well. It's the swearing at you. It's the derogatory remarks, and it's other things as well. Being a girl, it's the sexism. It's leery old guys. You get stuck in the back of an ambulance. Somebody driving. It's just you and this guy who's saying really horrible, very kind of sexist, sexual remarks to you. It's not pleasant. It really isn't. It's every day. Alcohol, I think, is a lot more dangerous than any drug that's out there. You know, all of those are illegal. We've got less of a problem, I think, with them than we do with alcohol.